So I've been watching a lot of commercials on Vimeo these last couple of months, and the one thing I've been really obsessed with is all of these wide-angle, handheld, fast-moving shots, especially in fashion films. Now, in most of these commercials or fashion films, they're shooting on pretty expensive lenses like the Ultra Primes, size Super Speeds, all these PL lenses which are amazing, but they're very expensive, even to rent one out. Well, obviously to rent one out, because buying it, no way. But even just to rent one out is really expensive, and I don't really have the money for that on most of my productions, especially if I'm shooting a passion project. So I've been looking for something else, and immediately I thought about vintage lenses, obviously, and one of my friends offered her 16mm Zenitar lens, and it turned out to be exactly what I was looking for. And yes, there are a bunch of different wide-angle cheap lenses out there, like the Canon or the Nikon. They both have like a 15mm or something. And then there's also the Rokinon or Samyang 14mm, which I actually own. And these lenses are like pretty good, to be honest. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, but I was looking for something that would give me more of a unique character, more of a film vintage kind of look, and that's why I went with the Zenitar. I really wanted something unique that would make my video stand out. I didn't want like a clean, classic wide angle, you know, I was looking for something special. So this is the Zenitar 16mm MC M2. Now, I believe there's a newer version of this lens. I'm not really sure what the difference is between them, but if you guys know, let us know down in the comments. But this is the MC M2. Okay, so that's the vintage one. I think it was made around the 80s, probably. So there's a newer version, but this is the older vintage one. This lens is a 2.8, which is not too bad for a wide angle or a fisheye. The minimum focus distance is 0.3 meters, which is pretty nice. And it comes in an M42 mount, which can easily be adapted to all kinds of different lens mounts. So for me, I'm always using EF, whether I'm on the GH5 or the Pocket 6K. So I have an M42 to EF adapter. You can get these very cheaply on eBay or AliExpress or Amazon. So adapting this lens to whichever camera you have shouldn't be a problem. So now let's look at some footage that I've shot with this lens so you guys can actually see what it looks like. The shots you're seeing right now are shot on the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro, which has a Super 35 sensor, so our 16mm is now essentially a 24mm full frame equivalent. I really like the look I get with this lens on the Pocket 6K. It's wide but not like a fisheye, and I love how I can make big handheld moves and not have the footage be super shaky. What I also love is just the general color rendition, the softness. The lens flares are also super nice, and this lens just gives off something different. A sort of vintage aesthetic that just looks good in my opinion. Now, if you want to get an idea for what this lens would look like on a full frame sensor, then these shots right now were shot on my GH5 with the speed booster. So that should give you kind of the same thing as shooting on a full frame. As you can see, it's very wide. It's more like a fisheye now. We can see a lot of distortion on the corners, which I think is pretty cool, but it's just a bit crazy. So that's what you should expect if you're planning on using it on a full frame sensor. So in my opinion, the Zenitar MC 16mm is really good for more artistic things like fashion, fast moving, cool wide angle, distortions, shooting people up close, that kind of stuff. That's why I got it for my video, and I think it really works well for those kind of things, maybe like a music video, but it's definitely not a lens if you're looking for something very like sharp and with no distortion. If you're doing maybe architecture or like interior design kind of things, then this lens is definitely not for you. But if you are looking for that unique kind of vintage look, then this lens is perfect. You can get it off of Amazon pretty cheaply. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I'm gonna have a link down below so you guys can check it out on Amazon or eBay. It should be pretty cheap. And yeah, I really like, I haven't heard about this lens before. I didn't see a lot of YouTube videos about it or like any information online. So I thought I would make this video. Maybe some of you guys are looking for a cool cheap fisheye with a nice unique look. So that's why I made the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more of these videos, please consider subscribing. I would really love for you to be a part of this channel, of this community. I'm trying to upload more frequently now, so any help would be highly appreciated. And if you want to connect, you want to send me a DM, you want to follow kind of what I'm doing daily on my stories, see some of my BTS, then make sure you follow me at Yuval896 on Instagram. Shoot me a DM, let's talk a little bit. I would love to know you guys better and also see what kind of work you guys do. But that is all for today, and I'm gonna see all of you, hopefully, in the next one.
Take It is a song by Australian house music producer Dom Dollar. It was released in
Shut up.
July 2018. Would you like to hear more?
No.
Okay, I won't.